Now, I have to get mojo. It's all very well reaching a state of I can just totally be of good energy up there at the bar. I probably won't go back there. It's all very well getting to that point. The one sadness about these times, speaking with Susie half an hour ago, you see, she's honest enough and she's plugged into she has a social ongoing, not because she's feminine, a social ongoing nosiness, really. And she's not somebody prone to melodrama. She's actually quite thoughtful. And if I ask her, as I did, Susie, what's the state of humanity? Her answer is, everybody's gone mad. Now, that may be true, and like me, Susie cares to a certain extent about this. But it is time for solutions, or rather to try. You see, to me, this is all a fantastic. To the 40-year-olds, I've been writing a little to the 40-year-olds, all of whom are a bit pickled by digital. And this is the thing, they seem incapable of taking anything forward, a theme forward. I don't. A year or two ago I got used to that. But nevertheless, if there is a theme, the 40-year-old women now, they know. They might not articulate it, but anybody from the 50-something and up age group has just left them in a really awful paradigm. I know it's consumerism, and then built on consumerism for the last 15 years is this herding and curating of people's personality, illnesses, the whole damn thing. This industry of I'm guiding you to think like that for your own betterment. It's just a form of consumerism. Whereas, sharing actual stories, which shouldn't be fabricated. People, for many years, decades, hundreds of years, to some extent have fabricated stories. I mean, I know I can share my stories, and they're fairly obviously almost entirely true. So there's stories, but what are stories for? You see, that is what that's what I've been thinking about, because of the one big story. The story that ends up on a boat. These stories, they're not a narrative. I mean, it's one of the many words that have been co-opted to, hey, I could use the word narrative. A story just leaves, and I don't use this word, I'm trying to think, is there a better word than vibration? It leaves a shimmering image. Not terribly specific. It's symbolic. It leaves a notion, a shimmering notion that something can be like that. Call it what you want. A dream. Those stories in that way are useful. Anyway, I shouldn't really have turned the camera on, except to mark. See, some days it's van loping is about, and I don't really want to move around that much. Van loping is about, no, I don't want to move around. You kind of have to move around a bit, but some days I come here, or have been coming here, and there's 10 vehicles there. I kind of don't want that, but today, don't ask me why, there's only one vehicle, so I can just, as I have, I only plan to come here for an hour and write something, and just stay here. It's like having a free, great big front garden of my own. I kind of found 3 or 4 places like this now, so it's irrelevant. I'm not in the slightest bit interested in any kind of travelogue in the southwest of Britain. Not at all. This is entirely a holiday camp for mainly private school educated, children of private school educated people who inherited, it's like they must feel comfortable down. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's because there aren't, like, basically no black people. I don't know why. Don't know how they ended up here, but they did. And it's so boring. But that's the society I rejected. I could have got into that society 45 years ago, and 42 years ago. Went to a few of their parties, and they were well-meaning. Having avoided their world, 1 or 2 of the girls, young women, invited me. Oh, well, we don't see you. Not that I'd been to their schools, but your brother and sister go to the schools. Your parents are part of these sets. We don't see you. Well, they would see me once every 3 years, and I got weak. No, actually, I'm glad I did. Went to a few of their parties, aged 16, 17, 18. Not for me. I went off that way. Totally. You go off that way, you don't come back. Well, maybe quite a few people do come back. I don't come back. Never went back in any way. Anyway. Don't know.